Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, second matchup, second week, Season 23. Happy holidays, everyone. We are in Kyber 2, same as last round. The only difference here is I had other people in the same pool as me last week that only had one GL. We are strictly with opponents that have 3 GLs or more now. Last round, we were able to beat my opponent ABC here. He had a really good roster, good mods, and set down a decent defense, but we were able to pull through because of roster depth. I didn't even think I was going to win this one, so I took some chances with experimenting, but I was able to pick apart his team slowly and get through his Kenobi that I didn't think I was going to get through. In the top territory, he one-shot everything else. He needed 2 shots up against First Order, which I was pretty surprised by. I was expecting Dash to do well. And then he ran out of teams. And I think that's what happened with the First Order. He was taking his time. Like, he started attacking before I started doing the record. And then he didn't attack any more teams until later. And I just kind of watched him over the next several hours where he would just do 1 team, 2 teams, and just slowly progress through it. Maybe that's just how much he was doing it when he had extra time, or maybe he was researching things, but it was one shot until he ran out of teams and couldn't move any further. But that's how we were able to get through that. He only put one of his GLs on defense. This opponent, though, Zorag here, different story, still another solid roster, but he has Executor. I don't think ABC had Executor, but another opponent with 3 GLs. That looks to be just what we're going to be seeing from now on if I'm able to hold on to Kyber 2. Looking at the hot bot here, again, this is a Discord bot that you can use. Most guilds have it. You can use it on my Discord channel if your Discord does, or your Discord community does not, or your guild does not. Way larger guild than me. This is one of the bigger guild differences we've seen in that direction. Lifetime banners is very good, which tells me he's a serious opponent, but maybe doesn't care that much about Grand Arena because the clears are very low, the undersizes are low, so that might mean default wins, that might mean just tough opponents, and only being able to clear a couple territories before getting stopped. Kind of difficult to read into exactly why these clears are so low but the lifetime banners are so high. Could be a thing where when the win is secured, he just stops attacking. Something like that. Top 80 is significantly higher than mine. Zetas, I actually have an advantage in Zetas, which is interesting, but a decent advantage for me that reflects a certain shallowness within the roster, which is kind of seen by the Gear 11 but not completely reflected, because with how many Zetas you need to put on a GL, it's really easy to have a lot of Zetas. Like, we're talking 6 GLs or 6 Zetas per each GL, so like 18 Zetas, and then plenty of other characters. So that's 150 range where I'm at without having GLs. And I have some luxury ones, but not that many. It's more I just have other characters available in my roster that he probably doesn't have. This guy has more relics than the last round, but this is about the range that we've been seeing, is this like 30-ish difference in a number of relics. 30 to 40 is what we've been seeing, but that's right in the average. Gear 12's about in range. This is kind of a surprise. I have more 6-dot mods, and my overall mod quality is quite a bit better. So that is a good sign. And his relics are pretty evenly distributed. Now, JMK, we've got Cat. JML. His JMK, though, from his history, he tends to keep for offense. The speed on his JML is less than mine, so his mod game is not crazy because my JML is decently fast, but compared to like my squad arena shard, not there. And then the rest of these are what they're. Again, this Maul is not relicked. He was relicked after the sign up. And then we've got a few ties on Gas, ties on Padme, and he has Executor. So jump in here, take a look at this defense, break it down. I was looking at this earlier. I've got a plan. We have to gamble, but I think we can win this. His defense is pretty stout. We might be... Again, the strategy we've been using here is force my opponents into running out of teams and bet on my roster depth. That's the advantage that I have. That's what I've been leaning into. It means a little sloppier on my offensive attacks because I'm leaning into a lot of the Gear 11 portion of my roster. Now we have Bam. This team has had mixed results. I did swap Fennec in this time. I don't know if it's going to do anything, but I wanted to try it. She does have some synergy in her unique with Bam, but she's feeling to me like a character you need to have at 7 stars and probably relics to get any value out of. I'm not really finding a lot of value out of her at Gear 11 and lower stars. Dash has so far been one of the surprise teams, and we're at what, 4 rounds? So 2 out of 4 rounds has gotten holds. Is that right? Yeah. First Order, they're really a team I want to swap out and find a better team for, or I'm working on getting that relic on Sith Trooper. It's the type of team where you saw it last round with them getting a hold, where if you run out of the right kind of counters, you can get in trouble with. It's happened to me before in Grand Arenas, where if you lose certain teams and you don't have them available to you, First Order can, even at lower gear, can cause problems. It doesn't happen that often these days because there's just a lot more teams that can handle them, but there are still situations where if you don't plan for it, you can get into trouble. Mon Mothma finally got a defend for me last time. I wish I would... That Zeta, it's on Kyle now, but I did not put it on. I accidentally joined, is what happened this round. Bottom territory here, we are looking at same stuff that we normally do. The only thing that I've been swapping out is really the Shock T team rotates between Gas, Shock T, and CLS, depending on what I'm seeing from my opponents. Back territory, same thing. Padme, Grievous, teams that I'm hoping to draw at counters and cause some problems with. They just have fewer counters. Less so with Grievous these days, even Padme these days. That's why they're back wall teams. This opponent, though, finally has done something that all of my GAC 2.0 opponents haven't done, which is put a GL in each front territory. Either they've put both GLs in one territory, or they've taken a GL, or they've saved the majority of their GLs for offense and only put one on defense, which is part of the reason why I have won so many matches in GAC 2.0. I think we can get through this. Not a guarantee. We might get stopped. If we're going to have to split up my JML and my JKL and gamble. But we've got a shot. Partly because his mods aren't super dangerous, I think we can get away with doing all this. So we've Nute, Phasma, SLKR, and Grievous. Bottom territory, we are looking at Jedi Master Luke. Come on. And hopefully BlueStacks doesn't screw me over like it did last match. So we got JML, and it's a weaker JML team. That's why I'm comfortable gambling on this. No gas, no watts, no Yoda. I think we're going to be okay. Mon Mothma, I'm going to gamble on. We don't need to, but I want to figure out if my Geos can handle Mon Mothma. It's time to get that piece of data. I wanted to do it last match, but I was already gambling on a couple battles that I decided to go for Traya, which actually ended up being the wrong call because I used Geos up against Smuggler and forgot that Nest was there, and it messed me up. And then we got Padme. We'll probably CLS it. Bosk, we mauled the last round. We'll maul it again. Probably. In the last round, we had a Zam with the Omicron that we had to deal with. Not the case this time around. But the relic levels are higher. The relic 8 Boba Fett, you gotta respect. I really enjoy having him at relic 8, even though I wouldn't have done it without the Executor motivating it. Now, how do I want to do this? You know, I want a warm-up battle. I feel foggy. And I don't want to jump into a GL battle yet. Just want to get, I want a palate cleanser. Let's just do a Night Sisters palate cleanser. And then we will do our GL battles and see where we are. It seems like the type of thing where I want to know if we are winning or losing this round earlier than later. Okay. Finally watched Hawkeye. It's fantastic. Loved it. It was just fun and light. Not overly heavy. Highly recommended. I'm sure everyone's been on top of that one, but I waited until 5 of the episodes were out. Not for any reason other than I was in the middle of other things. Let's see if we can get a stun over on IG-88. I forget what the Zeta does. It's something with target lock, maybe stopping turn meter or buffs or something, I forget. It's fine. Can you give me a stun? That one's okay. Alright, little scary. We haven't built up a lot of health yet. Let's get more health on Daka. I don't trust her to survive. See, that's what it did. We need to get rid of IG-88. I didn't get any... I don't think I healed because of the target lock there. Yeah, let's do the AoE, take out B2. Yeah. I was debating it. Alright, that'll wrap it up. I'm feeling warmed up. We can jump into a scarier battle. I was very surprised to see SLKR and JML on defense because his Grand Arena history showed that he usually would only put one GL on defense. I thought that's what we're going to see. This is actually a much stronger defense than his history. It suggests to me he actually looked at my roster before he set his defense. I think I want to do JML first. Oh, maybe it's not the way to go. So what I'm thinking here, pull up the Jedi. We can do Jedi Master Luke, Skywalker, JKR, JKL, Old Ben are all part of the other counter. So is Yoda. So is Bastila. Grandmaster Yoda though is really nice with Qui-Gon. And then we're gonna do Watt. That's the other thing we're doing here. Watt should be the deciding factor. I don't even really need Jolie, but he's the only one not being utilized elsewhere, and he just makes sense. The alternate thing is we could put Watch with Maul, but I don't think we're going to need it or need him there. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's get a tank mod over on JML, get that permataunt up. We get those ability blocks. I'm going to start throwing armor shreds down and get a daze. Okay, we're going to just start calling Yoda, getting the inherited teachings moving and getting his turn meter going. Cleansing Skywalker. There goes the protection on Luke. Let's increase cooldowns over here. Really, we just need to take out Skywalker. Because once we get rid of Skywalker, we will have taken out the biggest threat. Alright, we'll be able to hit the ultimate next turn. What just happened there? Am I crazy for feeling like I should just take out Master Luke? Feels like the wrong choice. Can I get any banners? It's probably not worth trying. Alright, one problem down. That was the easier of the two problems. Now moving on to SLKR. And if we get through SLKR and BlueStacks cooperates and doesn't ruin things for me again, we might be able to win this one. Because I think we'll go through and break down all the teams he has left. I don't think he has enough teams. This is a counter I haven't done too often. I've tested it out in arena on my own a couple times. So let's go for it. I definitely don't have mods optimized for anything like this, but I'm just hoping that his mods not being great will be okay. Alright, so let's swap, stun everyone, put Foresight up. Mark. I also don't have relics at the same level as a lot of other players. I know this is the big RNG moment of this counter. Alright, we got most of what we need. Although I kind of want people to be stunned right now, don't I? And I don't have them stunned. Which means Sith Trooper is going to take somebody out. And I feel like we need to risk it anyway. Wait, he counters, right? Master's training over there. We take out him. We gotta be careful. Okay. I don't know if we can win this at this point. We can at least get ourselves in this situation. I may have made a mistake at some point, but I should have refreshed myself on this. Can we foresight it? Okay. Okay. Now we gotta clean this up. That felt like a mods thing. Or just... No, but cleaning up SLKR is much more doable for me, I think, than the other situation. Let me think about this. Alright. I was going to use CLS with Padme. But I think that's what we need to do here. Because I can use a combo of like Traya and Empire. Nah. Let me look at that Padme team again. That's what Maul feels like. I don't want to... No, it's Relic 4, Relic 4, Relic 7, Relic 1, Relic 8. Same speed as my Padme. I would really prefer to use CLS here. It's just my Traya Empire combos on gear 11, gear 12. And it's not... Let me check the speeds here. Or do I want to be using Empire up against SLKR with all that new stuff? It doesn't make sense to gamble. We're just doing CLS, making sure we get through it. If things get sloppy with Padme, they get sloppy with Padme. I don't like it. All right, let's head below. The big problem is handles. We're definitely doing Maul here. Maul's not going to work against Padme. Yeah. Okay. Also watch Wheel of Time. Watch the whole series. Not a Wheel of Time person, haven't read the books, don't know anything about the books. I know there's changes and stuff and book fans have their issues with it. Not my problems with it. What most frustrated me about Wheel of Time was how much it felt like TV. And I kind of find it inexcusable in this day and age where a show that a entity wants to make this like a big event and it feels dated. Like I was really surprised by it. Like just it's not a cinematic quality thing like a lot of prestige television are these days, where things like Game of Thrones feels cinematic. Even like the other show I'm watching right now that I've always been into, but right now the new season's on is The Expanse. The Expanse is cinematic in quality. It's really good. And you have this show that Amazon is betting everything on. And it feels like early 2000s, late 2000s television. Like I feel like I'm watching like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Where it's just like the amount of times in a scene of dialogue where it's going like shot, reverse shot, shot, reverse shot. Where like the lighting is so artificial, like it looks like everyone's on a set. It's just those kinds of things just really drew me out of it. Then like everybody's clothes is clean all the time. Like they sleep in the dirt in multiple episodes and they get up and their clothing is perfect. Their faces are clean all the time. Just like I want some grime. I feel like I should have gone after Boba Fett earlier. Yeah, let's throw this up on you since Boba Fett's gonna hurt you right now. Okay. I want to take Maul up against other teams, more interesting teams. Like this is kind of boring. But I didn't when you go for the Executor and you get all those relics on the bounty hunters, you want to respect them. I've tripped up a number of opponents with my bounty hunters. Like I've been using Boss Lead, which for a year of this channel I've been just saying I don't like Boss Lead. For a long time I was saying I don't like the Boss Relic. And with these relic levels, though, they've been causing some problems for some of my opponents, where even a reliable counter like JTR was slipping up against my boss bounty hunters at these relics. So I don't want to be caught sleeping like that. I don't like this. I was one Omicron away from probably putting the Ami on Darth Talon. I know it's a dumb thing to do, but it's the fun thing to do. So we're at 267. Anyway, it's gonna be trail lead. Am I forgetting anything? Are you... you're contributing some shared stats, right? And speed. I'll take those stats. Let's go into this. Usually I'm putting like SWGOH in there and he does nothing. I don't like that. That's bad. That's bad. Come on. This is why I wanted CLS. It's also why I needed SWGOH. Really made a difference. What? I guess the stealth applies after. Fine. Let's get rid of the retribution. Get rid of the retributions. This is all terrible. Just live long enough, Nihilus, please. Are you... See, this is what I was afraid of. It didn't look like a Traya, my Traya. I didn't think my Traya could handle it. This is actually a problem. Okay, let's keep looking. Because normally I trade this. I'm gonna try. I need to see if my Geos can handle this. I don't feel like they can. I don't know that they can or can't. I'm going to put ability block over on Chirrut. Because I don't want that. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to hit Wedge. Let's heal up. If we can get another ability block over on Lando. I just want to avoid those AoEs right now. Actually, let's see if we can avoid this assist from Biggs. See, that's what I don't want. I think we just need to be focused on somebody. I don't want Cheer to heal. Alright, this seems like we don't need to be concerned about my Geo's quality. Would have been nice to have done this last round. It would have just made last round less messy. I just don't really respect Geos anymore. That's my problem. Don't do that. Just wish we had a way to test out these counters. So, like, my only hesitancy with this one is I haven't used it before. It's one of those things, like, I know it exists, but you can't be certain everything works with your particular, like, gear levels and mods until you try them out. Because it's still like taken forever, and it wouldn't have taken this long with different mods, different gear, really more gear. My mods are decent on this team. All right. I'm really kind of counting on Empire to get through Padme, but now we're dealing with Empire without Thrawn. Really, I need to work on my mods. It's been something I've been putting off for a while. See, I was going to do Bad Batch up against Phasma. We'll stick with Troopers up against Nute. We got to be careful, though, because we had to take 2 battles up against Nute because we kept pulling turn meter away from Django. It's the unique on Stark that pulls the turn meter away. That's what I was missing last match. Alright, let's just get into this. Yeah, let's do this. We need to make sure Django takes his turn, though, is all. Alright, we're gonna just auto and basic because we don't want any staggers. But I need Django to take his turn. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I did it wrong. We need this. I feel like we have plenty of time for Django to take his turn. We did not have as much time last round. Come on, take your turn. Well, we didn't have as much time last round because I spent a bunch of time reading all the abilities trying to figure out which one was pulling the turn meter away. But I didn't look at the uniques, which is where it was. Do it. You can't possibly take this long. Just take your turn. We've been flirting at like 95% this whole time. Come on. Don't do this to me again. We're also gaining turn meter is the other problem. And as we gain turn meter, we're relatively... Oh my god, you have to do it twice? Alright, fine, we'll clean this up. I shouldn't have pulled the turn meter away with Moff Gideon at the beginning. We probably would have had to resort to something like this, but we could have taken Stark out or something. It's something I need to play around with more. Because I'm usually not using Veer's lead. Alright. I think we could definitely do Empire Palpatine there. Bad Batch we can definitely do. There's things we can use to definitely win this. Do I think Qui-Gon can do it? No, we tried that. Qui-Gon wasn't able to do it because the AoEs from Kylo kept messing it up. He kept getting rid of all the foresight, so we never had that boosted damage. Alright, we got to gamble. It's just a question of who do I think has a better shot up against Padme? See, that's just one decision, just the cascading effects of one decision. CLS was my plan. That cleanup completely altered how we're approaching all this. It's not something that's really going to happen too much more in the long term, because that Traya team is going to be increased in gear and relics fairly soon. And in that scenario, we're not trying to beat something that much stronger. Now, the thing is, let's just take a look at this. Piet would have been nice. Got a little buff immunity here. See, I don't like this. What about Sith? You know, I'm feeling like we need to do Bad Batch. So we get plus offense, plus potency. Offense down and stagger. But that's all counting on if they don't have tenacity up, is what I don't like about this. So we do have one dispel. See, the thing is, I want to try it. I just don't feel good about it. I'd feel completely different about it with Thrawn. All right, we're gonna do the Bad Batch. Because this is how I'm feeling about it. If the Bad Batch lose, I know they're at least gonna do. No, see, the problem is. No, I don't like it. The problem with the Bad Batch is Echo is going to be bringing down the health, and then it triggers Jedi Knight Anakin from doing that AoE bomb. And it's a Relic 7 Jedi Knight Anakin. And with these guys being all at gear 11, they're very vulnerable to just being wiped out. The question is, though, can they take anyone out beforehand? What do I feel crazier about? I think we're going to start with this. This is going to get sloppy, and I don't know about that back wall. I just feel like Bad Batch is too vulnerable to an AoE. Especially with the differences in the relic levels, it's going to be really easy for Barriss or Ahsoka or somebody to fall below that 50% threshold and trigger that stuff. I might be misplaying this. Maybe I should be chucking the saber. I just don't know. Alright, we can stun there. Can throw for the stagger. But did we get a stagger here? No stagger there, so we know he's going to at least do one hit. Do we have any... We can throw days at least. I do need to be careful about the assist between Mara, Jade, and Palpatine, but I think from here we've got ourselves a win. I should have waited and hit him last. Okay. All right. A lot of deliberation. Mara Jade is real nice. And it's nice with basically just a relic Vader, and the TIE Fighter pilot didn't really do anything. I just brought him in because he was relic. But that was a much better gamble. Going in blind, not really knowing how that would do, than doing Bad Batch and just once again gambling on RNG. Let's check out this back wall, but we'll clear that top wall. Alright. We might have to Jawa Bomb those Geos. That's a problem where I think we're kind of out of a lot of teams. We're doing Bad Batch here because I know they're going to crush these guys. But we should have a full clear, and after we do our clear, we'll check if I think he's got the teams to clear me. So even while we're in the middle of things thinking about it, he has CLS, Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, Gas. He's at least got those 4 teams. He has his own Traya, Vader, and this is why Bad Batch were my plan for that team. They just crush that leftover First Order team. Bad Batch are a really nice offensive counter against a lot of different teams. What do I have here? What did I do last time to clean this up? I did Rebel Assault. That's how we did this last time. It was a really dumb thing to do. And we're going to do it again. Unless, do I want to do... I don't want to do Rebel Assault. I feel like I've done Rebel Assault up against Bo before. No, let's not do it. It's too stupid. Bo, we might not be able to one-shot with what we have left. No, we got Qui-Gon. We'll probably Qui-Gon that team. I just want more places to test out troopers so I can just more comfortable with different variations. Like, I would have liked to have taken out Stark. Maybe just mix it up, see which variations I'm comfortable with. Because what I don't like is with these like heavy Gear 11 teams, one thing goes wrong, you can be wiped out. Wish we could have Rebel Assaulted SLKR. Alright, so we got what? Negotiator and Rebels. Okay. Alright, we'll Kylo this real quick. This is the sole purpose for having this relic, why I went after it. And it's the biggest reason why no one should be putting Old Republic on defense anymore. That's just free points. Alright, there we go. don't have blind. Let's just go for it. I've got blind. Doesn't matter. Perfect. So at least moving forward, take that like Padme team. I'm never gonna overthink it again. We gave it a shot. We now know it works, and I can use it. Because the Traya thing is something that I knew was sketchy, but it's in the right situation. It's something I've done a number of times and it works, but it's not a guarantee, which is why I didn't want to use it. And now I never will again. I mean, again, it changes based on relics, but we don't know how long it's going to take me to relic all those characters. We got this kid JMK. See, this is really not. I know we can pick this apart. I just would rather just take it out. Alright. Let's Jawa Bomb and see where we are with the Geos. I'm in the middle of starting to gear these guys up, so hopefully these Jawa Bombs can be a more reliable part of our toolkit. Do I even want to do these AoEs? I guess the ability block's kind of nice. Nebbit's the next one I'm gearing up. Hey, I don't like this. That's not enough. We got one. See, no, it's not good enough. At least it was spy, but I really just wish we had armor right now. I don't know. I think we can pick it apart, but it would have been nice to have taken out another one or two. Because I don't know what we're going to use. This, we don't have much choice but to use Qui-Gon. Although, like, let's think about the Jedi for a second against Geos. No, what am I talking about? We're not doing that. Like, there's a chance they focus on other Jedi and don't go after Qui-Gon, and that gives us what we need to take them out, but we don't have, like, another... This is the best team we have left. That's interesting. Would I rather have that slight increase in the basic on Mace or the turn meter from Plo? I don't know. I think I have a bias towards turn meter. Okay, here we go. Because of how weak armor is, I'm going to just get rid of her before she starts changing the math on this. But normally I think I would go after Canderous. I'm going to use the basic because of calling an ally to assist. Or a chance of it, rather. Get the turn meter. Mando's just not really a concern at this stage. Okay, let's do that. Sure. Alright. That gets rid of the buff stats, or the shared stats, at least some of them. Okay. One last problem. These Geos. See, had we used Empire first, we would have Traya left for these Geos. But from next time we know. Just some of these newer teams, we gotta... It's why I felt like it was necessary to do some of these troubleshooting. Not troubleshooting, but to take these gambles on these newer teams that we don't know. Is the sooner we learn them, the better. Do I have a scoundrel team I can use? That's not a team. Bounty hunters I want to keep for a cleanup. I would really like to be in a situation where we take out even one of these Geos. It's not a team. This, I wish we had another team. See, if I would have kept the armor, let's say, the armor would have been enough for Wampa here to do some damage against these guys. You know what? Let's do this. I hate it. I really hate it. Alright, give me those daisies. Alright, is he gonna go? AoE that. Let's conflagration that up. I brought in R2 because he's just the tankiest guy left. He's the only one I could count on to take some hits right now. Because if Wampa takes him all, Wampa's going down. That's not what I want, but fine. This is gonna fall apart. Come on. Stream is over. Daze him up. Let this dream live on. Come on, let me do it. No! Maybe I should have hit somebody else there. Yeah, we're dead in a minute. I don't even know who I prefer to hit right now. Does it even matter? See, with armor, we would be regenerating protection. That's such a tease. That doesn't mean anything. Just go down. One of you go down. Come on. Counter, 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 counter. No, no, no. teams. Armor should not have gone to Maul. I'm just gonna have to try it. I hate it. Yeah. Beskar on that Wampa. It would have been a different experience. Did nothing for that Maul battle. No one's going to survive long enough for this to matter. Calling Zam because she'll hit the thermal and just start taking... I shouldn't have hit. I didn't realize the taunt went down because I was in the middle of self-loathing. But I could have hit the other guys and gotten more turns. Doesn't matter. Mando's gone. Yeah, it doesn't matter. See if I had another trooper leader. There might be something we could do. But we'll basically have to resort to like Grand Moff Tarkin. We're gonna keep going for it, but there's nothing I like left. We just don't have enough damage right now. With Piet, it would be a different story. With Moff Gideon, it's a different situation. But here, no. Wampa's really my best shot. Why'd I do that? I can't death mark right now. Not that we're gonna have a chance to death mark. Alright, our last possible option that I completely hate. And we're going to go to ships and move on. We're going to leave the new account out of it. This video is long enough without the new account. New account was a loss. The guy somehow beat me on banners. Even though he needed more battles than me. He must have soloed some stuff. Alright, this is pointless. The thing is, I feel like with a full clear, this is a win. Without a full clear, I don't know. We chose negotiator, right? I need my JKL team faster is what I need. And I need to check the potency on my old Ben. You know? Perfect. That's why you don't put him in your reinforcements, because he's prioritized to come out. Really wanted that full clear. What am I doing? What does he have on the front line? Does he have a Biston or no? Yeah, we're good. We're good. Let's just do this. There we go. A Christmas miracle. A non-full clear. Got through both the GLs. He's got one GL left. We'll take a quick look right now before we wrap up. I think we got a shot. I'd feel a lot better about it if we clear that. Because if he gets down to one territory, we were not efficient enough to win if we're both in the same scenario here. There's too many two shots. Like, I'm confident we can get to him not full clearing, but now this is a banner matchup. So taking a look at what he has. He's got a 501st team. That's still available to him. Bad Batch he does not have. That's good. Bounty Hunters, he does not have a secondary Bounty Hunter team. He used up his droids. He has an Empire plus a Trooper team. We do not see a Trooper team, so that adds another team. But not two Trooper teams. And he doesn't have Mara Jade. He's got Ewoks. He can't use Ewoks up against anybody except for my First Order. SLKR and Phasma were used. We wrote down Jedi Knight Revan already. Geos, we were stopped by Jedi. We've already broke down. Wait, so CLS, Darth Revan, we gotta write. No, I did not write down JMK. It is JMK. Mandalorians we saw. Night Sisters, they're usable. Phoenix, why did I click on Phoenix? Rebels, we have written down, and we saw Mon Mothma. Resistance he has. There's a JTR team you could use. Scoundrels were used. I've got that written down. Okay, so he has 4. By my count, he's got 10 teams. Technically, if he uses his Ewoks up against my First Order, which would be a good play, then he's got 11 teams. So, we'd have to think through the counters, which I'm not going to do, but he's going to have to play perfectly in order to clear me, which is good. If he slips up anywhere, as long as if he plays the front wall efficiently and the team left standing is on the back wall, that's a banner finish. If it's like last round where he clears these territories and leaves a guy up front, depends where that team left standing could be. But victory is in play. I just would like to control my victories. This is now in his hands. So good luck, Zorg. That was solid. Happy holidays, everyone. I will be traveling, and I've got things going on, but I'm still going to try and put out some videos because I did not get out the videos I was hoping to before the holidays. We're rushing towards the final weeks of December and early December. Did not find the time to make the videos that I have been hoping and promising I will finally have the time over the next week or so. So there's at least 2 to 3 that I would like to get out. Be safe out there, everyone. Be excellent to each other. Safe travels. This still plays Galaxy of Heroes.